Good day.
I won't leave a stone unturned. You will be trembling to the end of your days that will pass this on to the king. And then you will be sent to the demons of hell for this and your other sins.
Oh, son, damn it.
Careful.
I've got a feeling
Good to
you're
see
looking
you.
for me, Henry.
Your father sent me.
So I can tell you how to get to our fortress. A task for the lowest lackey, wouldn't you say? Well, you don't need to answer that.
Right, yeah. That's exactly why he sent me. But how...
What are you staring at? Do you think I was born yesterday? I was listening to you from the top of the stairs. So, this passage, it leads to the cellars, but the outside entrance is hidden underground in a forest, not far from the castle. You can find the exact place if you know where and how to look.
Is it in a cave hidden behind a waterfall?
Well, no. But it would be nice. Listen, nearby Malashov is a stud farm managed by Hashtal, an old friend of Papa's. We had a wayside shrine set up at the crossroads before the stud farm.
A wayside shrine? How do you mean?
Are you a Christian at all? Never mind. It's a big white column. You can't miss it. From the shrine, you should be able to see a group of boulders. Beyond them are the remains of an old chapel. You have to find it, and then there's a kind of... how can I describe it? A window.
If it's still standing.
I hope so too. Anyway, it should direct you towards some ruins. Go there. And now pay attention. Somewhere in those ruins is a stone cross. You have to find it and look. If you go the way the cross, that should lead you to a small clearing. You dig there.
Shrine, chapel, crosses, passageway. Sounds
I like your but there's one more thing. Getting into the castle is the easy part. Don't forget, you have to get out too.
You're right. Horses will be needed.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Stop off at the stud farm I told you about, and ask Hashtal for horses.
Are you serious? I'll just introduce myself and he'll give me horses just like that.
Exactly. Please tell Hashtal that Papa is still paying for masses for his dead father, as agreed years ago. And even if he's not too keen, tell him we'll pay him for the horses.
You got it well figured out. Thanks. Don't know how I'd manage without you.
You've done plenty to help, and now it's our turn. Papa said something like that, didn't he? You know, you might not be aware of it, but you saved us from a mountain of trouble. Papa would never admit it. But alone, we wouldn't be able to resist the Mint Master for long. You've earned the right to the gratitude and friendship of our house for all time.
Would you like to come with me? At least I'll be sure to find that place.
Would you seriously want me there? What if something were to go wrong? Wouldn't a girl like me be more of a burden to you?
Well, you wouldn't be a burden to me. Quite the opposite. I've already seen you know how to take care of yourself.
Thank you. But I can't go nevertheless. Papa would jump out of... his skin if he even heard of such a thing. That's why I would like to ask you for one favor, but you mustn't breathe a word of it to anyone. Understand?
I'm listening.
I wanted to ask you, since you're going to be at Malashov, if you could bring me something from there.
And what might that be?
A book. It has great value to me, and I was starting to worry it would stay there forever. But if you're going there now...
Fear not, my lady. I'll gladly tear the entire fortress apart to find that book for you.
Restraint, valiant knight. I value your determination, but this way would give yourself away immediately, and I'd remain without my book. Find it nice and quietly, then come back.
Your wish is my command.
It shouldn't be hard. The book is bound in scarlet leather and inlaid with gold. You won't find many like such there. And take this, so you don't get lost in the fortress.
Thank you.
It is quite possible you won't get back to Malashov again. So don't forget about me. And Henry, be careful.
Careful.
About time. I'm glad you came. I was starting to think I was in the wrong place.
Greetings. What's going on?
What do you mean, what? I'm waiting for you. I have news from you know who. I've done everything just as we discussed. Tell his lordship we'll get things started the day after tomorrow.
What things?
Riddle sent you, didn't he?
No? Who's Riddle?
Ah, never mind then. God be with you.
Hey, do you remember that time we gave that merchant a fright?
First he had treasure.
You'll pet.
I'm here, fellas!
Christ! I'm hit!
Show your stuff!
God bless.
What are you doing here?
Quick! Go!
Whoa! Whoa!
What's new here at Malashov?
Nothing much. If you're looking for a job, try your luck elsewhere.
I need to get my horse scrubbed down and its tack cleaned.
I will get right to it. but it will take a while. Coin up front.
What if I offered you just a horse one? Do you accept?
More. That works for me.
Here you go then.
Now then, where is... All finished. Those who...
The Ruthard sent me.
What's that to do with me? Those days when Ruthard was the Lord of Malashoff are over. I don't want to have anything more to do with him, so you can be on your way.
He sends you his regards. And he asked me to remind you that he's still paying for masses for your family, as the two of you agreed.
Sakura. Nobody knows about that but him.
That's why he told me. So you'd be sure I really did come from them, and this isn't a trick.
Well, that changes things. Sorry for being a bit hostile-like, but times are tough. A man can't be sure of anything. Good to hear that Sir Quinlan still has a few friends left. Give him my greetings, and thank him for still honoring our agreement.
Sure. I'll pass that on to him.
So, tell me, what did the Ruthard send you for?
I've got to get into Malashov, to free a friend who's held captive there.
What, all alone? Maybe I should send for a priest for you, eh?
Don't worry, I'll figure it out. Lord Ruthard told me about a secret passage that will take me there. What I need from you is to get a fresh horse ready for my friend. A fast one, for when we get back.
Well, you sure ain't lacking in courage. But you're really asking me for a lot. A fresh, fast horse don't come cheap. But fine, since you're from Sir Quinlan, I'll have it ready for you. Somewhere a bit further from here so I don't get in the shit if things go sideways.
Of course. The last thing I want is to endanger you unnecessarily. And the Ruthards promised to pay for the horse if it comes to any harm.
All right. So look, here next to the stud farm there's a kind of band of rocks below the forest. When you go alongside the rocks to the end, you'll find a wooded copse not far from the castle. There's a well-trodden patch of ground there, so that's where I'll have that horse ready for you. Hopefully, nothing will happen to him if I just leave him there. Recently, there's been wolves and wild dogs sniffing around here, so we have to watch out for the animals.
Thanks. I'm obliged to you.
Tell me more about this secret passage. They say there's one here somewhere, but no one knows much about it.
That passage is secret for a reason. The less you know about it, the better.
Herregott, I'm to risk my farm and maybe even my life for you, and you won't even tell me that much?
Sorry, I can't do it. It's really for the best.
That's gratitude for you.
Go! Whoa! Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Hail Mary, full of grace. The chapel directed me here. There's no doubt about that. So somewhere around here, I have to find a stone cross, and then go in the direction the top is pointing. A cross in stone. This could be the place Rosa mentioned. I'll grab the spade and see if I'm in the right place. Ugh. A tough job, but it was worth it. The way to Malashov is clear. Damn it, that's cold. This looks like it could be the wall of the Malashov cellars. There's no going back. This is it. All right then. Courage, Henry. Courage. You can do this. This is going to take a while.
And Ruthard and Liechtenstein are turning the Kuttenberg houses against us.
Bavag will deal with Ruthard. But Liechtenstein is your concern. How come you haven't caught him yet?
He's slippery as an eel. He's hiding somewhere in the Jewish quarter. I sent spies to track him down, but they never came back.
Flush him out of that hole of his. For fuck's sake!
Why such concern, Otto? Kuttenberg is ours. Sigismund has the reins firmly in his hands.
He's got fuck all in his hands. Sigismund thought at first he'd come to terms with his brother Wenceslas, clear the way for him to the imperial throne, and take the Bohemian throne for himself. But Wenceslas couldn't even get off his drunken ass and go to Rome for the coronation. And now, the glorious Hungarian king has fallen for Jobst and his damned truce. He's been taken in by that treacherous turncoat.
Jobst betrayed Wenceslas. Then Sigismund, and now us. He fooled all of us. But what can he really do against us, hmm?
I'll tell you what. While pretending to parley, he incensed the Hungarian nobles against Sigismund.
Surely Sigismund's army can deal with that inconvenience.
Ha! He was paying his Cumans by letting them pillage Bohemia. He set half the people against him in the country he wants to rule. And now, there is nothing left to plunder. While we are shuffling our feet here, Jobst is surely mustering an army.
What are we going to do?
We've got Cabon. That'll keep Hanush and the Lipa people at bay. If they ever want to see their heir alive.
Jobst has Liechtenstein mustering other allies for him. We get him in our grasp, and Jobst will be like a fish out of water in Bohemia.
I'll drag him out of that Jewish den with my own 2 hands. Count on me, sir.
The betrayers of Christ, hiding a betrayer. They are rich. All that's needed is a good pretext.
The Kuttenbergers will be quite happy if their debts to those usurers happen to go up in smoke.
Yeah.
You're learning fast, young man.
Keep the gate open. A horseman, sir!
Hanush is out of the game. The Kuttenbergers are taken care of, and we'll catch Liechtenstein. You'll see, my friend. Good times are coming.
Your Graces, King Sigismund is convening the town council, but first he requests your presence at the Sedlitz monastery, without delay.
What's all the urgency about?
Surely you must know that yourself, sir. The captives fled Trotsky Castle and killed Istvan Toth while escaping.
What? That's not possible. That's a lie.
It is true, Lord Toth is dead.
Who? Speak!
The messenger said something about Cobbler's bastard and some outlaws.
I swear, by everything that is holy, I will find that whoreson, and I will rip out his heart!
Jesus. What's with that boy?
Sir Istvan was like a father to him. You better go. Bring the horses!
Shame about that dog.
Lord von Berghoff
Luck was
had
on
to
my
leave on
side.
important
Now to
business
find
for King
Capon
Sigismund.
and get out of
He
here.
took a small I'll escort with him, so the garrison is slightly weakened now. So, be extra alert on your watch. If I find anybody slacking off, they'll get the whip.
You got it, Conrad.
Diepold, I'll send Hyman to the gate. You'll be in charge of the southern and eastern fortifications.
All right, Conrad. I'll get right on it.
Franz, run along back to the guardhouse and get some sleep, so you don't fall asleep during the night watch.
Don't worry.
The rest of you know your orders. You'll be sorry if you don't. Dismissed. And don't drink too much.
Got it, Conrad.
Vitek,
What?
that card is starting to get on my fucking nerves.
I understand. I'll get right on it.
And tell Drahomira it's getting late, so she won't forget to take some food to our honored guests. I gave her the keys so I wouldn't have to fuck around with it myself.
Don't worry. It's already taken care of. I saw her taking it to me.
Well, that's great. That woman must be the only one I can rely on.
Goes there. You're not allowed in here. Where could he be?
Oof.
Lord von Burgos,
Luck
I
was on my
believe, on
side.
important
Now to
business
find
for King
Capon
Sigismund.
and get out of
He
here.
took a small escort with him, so the garrison is slightly weakened now. So, be extra alert on your watch. If I find anybody slacking off, they'll get the whip.
You got it, Conrad.
Diepold, I'll send Hyman to the gate. I heard something. Did I imagine it?
the hall. We won't disturb you, trust me.
I hope so. Now off with you.
Sharp one. Nobody taking it seriously around here. She's some third-rate daughter of some lord from who knows where, so she was actually quite lucky that old Otto took a liking to her. The thing is, everybody knows where she comes from and treats her accordingly.
What is happening? Who are... What is happening? Who are you?
Quiet. If you make a peep, we're done for.
Henry?
Good God, Henry.
What are you doing here?
What do you think I'm doing? Hunting boar? Came to save your noble arse.
My noble arse thanks you. Well, how did you get here?
I'll tell you later. Who's this?
Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. At your service.
Brabant led the defense at Kuttenberg. He's Sigismund's prisoner, same as me.
And I came very close to holding the town. Besides...
There's no time for chit-chat. He's our ally. We can't leave him behind. Right, no doubt you've got a cunning plan for us to get out of here, right? Well, let's hear it.
Of course I have a plan. Listen, I got to the fortress through a secret passageway that old Ruthard told me about. Von Bergov knows nothing about it.
C'est magnifique! Very cunning.
And so far, the garrison has no idea I'm here. We're lucky Von Bergov left the fortress along with Von Aulitz and some of the garrison. So I'll take you to that passageway, and we'll get out of here. We'll get to the forest not far from here. I'll have some horses ready there. We'll be gone before you can say the Lord's Prayer.
Formidable! I call that an elegant plan. I myself had to sneak like that once during the siege of Arezzo. So, what are we waiting for? On y va!
Wait. A passageway, you say? A dark, narrow passageway?
Well, it's just a passageway. There's a bit of water in it to wade through, but nothing we can't handle.
You can forget about it. I'm not going through any passageway.
What the fuck?
Let me repeat. No passageway for me. It's not the chivalrous way.
It is not chivalrous, c'est vrai, but in our situation, it is more than delicious.
Fuck chivalry now. That passageway is the only chance we have of getting out of here alive.
Well, in my opinion...
Fuck your opinions. No! Just no! I mean, we'll all suffocate in that passageway. Or it'll fall on our heads.
What's gonna fall on us, damn it? If I got in that way, we can get out, too. It's completely safe. So stop acting like a madman and let's go.
I can't do it. I'm afraid of small, dark spaces. Ever since that tower fell on me in Nabokov, and I was stuck under the ruins, I can't. I just can't. I'm sorry, Henry. There has to be another way.
What other way? Any other way and they'll be after us. That passageway is the only chance. Get a hold of yourself. You can do this. The bold Lord of Perkstein can't be put off by some hole in the ground.
I'd like to, but it makes me wretched just thinking about it. The stench, the cramped space. It's impossible. I can't do it.
Come on, Hans.
No, I can't handle it.
Enough of this shit. I came for you, and now I'm making the decisions. We go through the passageway.
And I'm telling you, I am not going. I am still your master, so when I tell you that we're not going through any passageway, it'll be as I say. We'll get out of here some other way, even if I have to knock down the main gate myself.
Are you listening to yourself? That's complete idiocy.
Laissez tomber. Monsieur Chapon told me it makes him feel not good. After all you went through in Nabokov and Trotsky, I understand him. We cannot go this way, and we do not have time for discussion. Did you not say that Von Berghoff has left?
Yes.
And what about horses? Are there any horses left here?
I think there's a couple, yeah. In the lower courtyard.
Très bien. That will be enough. We just have to get to them, but I think we could get there stealthily. It is not far from the tower to the stables. Then you simply open the gate, et voila, we are gone! Just like I escaped when surrounded by that English dog John Oakwood. It may not be the best plan. It was not back then either. But we simply had no other choice. Time has passed. The fortress is quiet. I believe that most of the garrison has gone to sleep, which plays in our favor.
That's a wonderful plan. No passageways. But we need some weapons.
Exactement. To have a proper piece of steel in my hand again. Preferably Milanese, although I would be satisfied with something local.
Thanks, Henry. I feel better already.
A nice piece. And what do you have for me? Merci mille fois. Now I will show them just what a Cavalier Vauquelin Brabant is.
Good work, Henry. What now?
I'll go ahead and scout it out. When there's a suitable moment, I'll let you know and you can head out.
And how will you let us know?
Well, the stables can be seen from the entrance hall. If you signal us with a torch from next to the horses, we'll head towards you.
Agreed. Good idea. Wait for my light.
But you must be absolutely certain that the way is clear. If you have any doubt, do not risk our lives. Better to come back to us, and we shall go together.
True. And if we don't hear from you or see your signal for a long time, we'll try to make it on our own.
Précisément. We cannot sit here forever.
Right. Got it. I'm off.
Brabant, keep watch by the stairway. I'll go to the window and wait for Henry's signal.
I think it would be better if you watch the stairs.
Why's that?
You are younger. You have better hearing. I discovered them because I smelled them from a distance. You see, this place seemed to hide. Eh bien, I will watch the stairs if Monsieur le Chapon so insists.
I suppose it was nothing.
Horses are here. As soon as it's safe, I should give Capon the signal. Well, that's that. Now I just need to wait for Capon. Lord Jesus Christ, stand by our side.
The gate, Henry. Quick!
I must admit, mes amis, the last time I have had such a suspense.
was when I was rescuing the King of France. Oui, monsieur, was surely brave. And fortune favors the brave. Yeah! Free at last! Thank you for coming for me, Henry. You're a great friend. The best I could wish for.
After today, you may also count me among your friends. I, Vauquelin Brabant, chevalier, aventurier et voyageur. I'm at your service, mon brave Henri. And I have an excellent idea. In your honor, I shall name my new horse after you.
Pleased to meet you, Sir Vacula.
My name is Vauquelin.
Vauquelin?
Vauquelin. Vauquelin.
Vauquelin... would you mind if I just call you Brabber?
Brabant. En.
Brabant?
Que peut-on y faire? It will have to do. Do not concern yourself, mon ami. Clearly, you are not tenant in any art or conversation. But at least you have courage and other skills. You carried out the entire operation truly brilliantly. I could not have done it much better myself. And look, mon ami, how the fresh air suits Monsieur Chapon. He has finally stopped drawing in self-pity.
What self-pity, damn it? I was locked up for days in a tiny stinking room.
Ah, come now, mon cher. Luck was simply not on your side for once. That is all. Now we are finally free. The time has come for grand deeds. I did not waste my time in captivity. I fought everything over diligently. Listen.
Please, I'd prefer not to.
What's your plan, Sir Baron?
An heroic deed about which odes shall one day be composed, similar to my feat in the famous battle of Arezzo.
Did you distinguish yourself in that battle?
Oui. Oui, mon cher Henri. When all seemed lost, I led a heroically desperate attack that ultimately led us to victory. For that, I was knighted. Opportunities for heroism await everywhere. One just has to seize them. What if we were to journey to Vienne? We could assemble a company and liberate Le Roi Wenceslas.
That would be excellent. If the king were to return, the nobility would definitely support him. Sigismund would have to withdraw.
Précisément! And what is more, our names would be sung throughout the kingdom. Undoubtedly, we would also earn a rich reward too. Then I would invite the best stonemason from France and build Monsieur Chapeau a castle that even Chevalier Hanush would envy.
You must be mad. You've been free less than a day, and you're already thinking up ways to get yourself killed. I'd rather endure Hanush's preaching about my incompetence than listen to this chatter. We'll see what happens next. But the first thing that I need is to get good and drunk. We should spur the horses on. God knows, they might be hot on our heels. Yeah! Christ, wounds. Such destruction and havoc.
War. Monsieur Chapon, you have yet to participate in a real battle. But I fought against les Valaques at Naples, and les Anglais in Bourgogne. And that is how war looks, whether in Italy or La Bohème. It is always the same.
That's not war, it's barbarism. What value did this village have?
Eh bien, I would estimate 5 courtyards. Annual revenues could be perhaps, several hundred groschen?
That's not what I meant, Vacalin. No fortress. Maybe one fortified courtyard. Practically insignificant militarily. That's not how war should be fought. This is unjust.
Do not give way to sentimentality, monsieur. A village could harbor spies and saboteurs or supply the enemy, and destroying enemy assets is an effective tool of war. Wars are not decided only in battles. There are not even many of those. To strike in the rear, make the enemy lose and bleed. That is how most conflicts are fought. However, wait a year or two, the village will be settled. The population will increase again. That is, how it always happens.
But we're the nobility. Our task is to lessen the chances of such things happening. Here!
I fucked everything up.
Oh, get up, lad. Everyone makes mistakes. Only a better man owns up to them. At least we know now what kind of vermin we're dealing with.
What brings you here? We just escaped from Malashov, and right now
There's no time for haste. One thing at a time, my boy. Word reached Ratai that you pair got yourselves into a nice mess. I'm glad to see you both in one piece. So, let's hear it. What happened?
It's best if Henry tells you. I wasn't around for half of it.
No sooner had we spied Trotsky on the horizon than everything started to go to hell. We made camp by a pond with the intention of heading for the castle at first light, only we were ambushed by bandits in the evening. They killed all our men and took everything they could carry, including the letter for von Bergov.
And how did you two manage to get out alive?
Just by a stroke of good luck. We were both in a bad way. We might not have made it if a local herb woman hadn't taken care of us.
Only after that, we couldn't get into the castle, though. We looked like a pair of beggars.
And the bastards treated us as such.
But you did get into Trotsky in the end, didn't you?
Von Bergov received us and heard us out. It seemed like he was on our side. We even helped him out several times. Until we found out he was just stringing us along. It all came out after we set out with von Bergov's men to deal with the bandits who were rampaging in his domain. The same ones who attacked us at the start.
Only they ambushed us and took me and Henry captive for ransom.
But it turned out these very outlaws are on our side. They're fighting for King Wenceslas on the orders of Sokol of Lamberg.
Well, I'll be damned.
So von Bergov has been the real enemy all this time. And Zhishka is actually our ally.
Zhishka. He's the captain of those outlaws. That name doesn't ring a bell.
I think you'll meet him soon enough.
What impression did he make on you?
He's some impoverished yeoman. But he's handy in a battle, and he helped us when we needed it.
He made quite an impression on me, for one. I'll be happy to see him again. But if only it didn't have to be in Raborsh. Why Raborsh? Of all the places in the world.
We're riding to a gathering of King Wenceslas's supporters. If fortune favors us, the future fate of the kingdom will be decided there.
If we keep standing around here gabbing about it, it'll be decided without us.
Patience, my friend. This pair have just returned from the clutches of the enemy. No doubt they have something to tell us.
Like how in the devil did you manage to escape?
I was helped by the Ruthard family, the former rulers of Malashov, in exchange for dealing with some trouble they had with Ulrich of Raditz.
Ulrich Vavak? But he's the mint master.
Well, he won't be for long, if it comes to light that he's been putting his sticky fingers on the royal silver.
It seems you've been pretty busy.
But don't forget to say what you found out from von Bergov in Malashov.
Sigismund has convened the city council. Markvart von Aulitz will be there with him, too. The word is, Sigismund is going to make an important announcement there.
He picked a nice time for it. But at least he won't be sticking his nose into what's going on around.
Can we go to Raborsh with you? We could certainly use a drink, a bite to eat, and a comfortable bed.
I wish I could say yes, son, but the City Council Assembly is a big opportunity. Young Lord Capon will go with us to Raborsh, but you'll have to return to the city right away, and try to worm your way into the town hall.
What? How can I get in there? I can't just walk in off the street.
You've got the dirt on Vavak, and you don't know how to use it? Just tell him either he gets you into the council chamber, or you get him on the gallows.
It's worth a try, right?
I hope that assembly really is important. If Sigismund is just going to announce an increase in taxes, there's not much point in my being there.
Well, at least you can enjoy watching the long faces of the councillors when they hear it. And don't worry, I'll eat and drink in Rabosh on your behalf.
If I come back and find you there under lock and key again, I'll leave you to rot.
T'inquiète. I will go as well, and I will not let your friend out of my sight.
Hans? Who's this?
Vaclin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo, at your service.
He was a captive of Lord von Bergov's, like me. He defended Kuttenberg against Sigismund.
In that case, he'll be a welcome guest at Rabosh.
You don't know what you're promising, Baron. Watching Sir Hans is a job and a half.
The main thing is to watch out for yourself, Henry. As soon as you can do so without raising suspicion, come and join us.
He'll manage it, but now we really need to hit the road.
Safe travel, Henry.
Adieu et bonne chance!
And to you. Hopefully we'll meet soon. I ought to go and see Rosa when I'm in town. No doubt she'd like to know how it went with that book.
I'm sorry.
Leave it!
No fucking way.
I apologize. What about you? Good day.
What the... Praise God. Apparently...
By the way, like you were saying about that book,
My favorite book? Pray tell, did you find it?
As I wandered through the fortress, I stumbled upon von Bergov's chambers, and there it lay. Red leather, gold inlay, just as you said.
You really found it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, did you have any time to leaf through it and see what it's about?
Actually not.
That's too bad. I think you would like it. And perhaps even learn a thing or two.
Why do you think so?
I just think you might find some common ground with the author. Not in absolutely everything, of course. That's just not possible. But in basic matters, I believe you'd agree. Look, you've never thought about writing something.
Me? And what would I write?
How should I know? Poetry, a novel, a treatise, or a whole book?
That's a tempting notion. Who knows? In another life, I might have become a writer.
Wouldn't you want to at least give it a try?
I suppose I'm not quite sure where you're going with this.
There are still a few blank pages left, so we could finish writing it together. You and me. What do you think?
That sounds great.
We'll have plenty of light and privacy in my chambers. Will you escort me?
My pleasure.
How should I start?
You haven't thought of anything yet?
Now, I have many ideas, but we must contribute in equal part.
Both? Well, fine. And what should I do?
Just tell me what you'd like to read about. A tale of a man or a woman? I'll take careful notes of everything.
There are heaps of stories about men. So I propose one about a woman.
All right, a woman then. But I'd need to know more about her.
Such as...
Tell me one trait that is important for you. What would impress you in a girl?
I think above all that she should be clever.
And isn't that rather detrimental for a girl?
Only fools say that. Jilted half-wits who met girls smarter than themselves.
You'd be surprised. My father is no fool, but at times he wishes I were more of a goose. Or better yet, that I would change overnight into a sun. But if the lady in our story is clever, should she employ her wits for good or evil?
I'm for good intentions. If we come up with an interesting woman, it would be a shame to write her as evil.
I agree. Too bad it's only on paper. I'd like to meet Our Lady in the flesh. Well, just about finished.
Well, let's have a look.
Not yet. Something's missing.
What?
A picture. I don't trust myself with proper illumination, but I think I can handle a sketch. Especially if you'll be my model.
What? And what on earth do I have to do?
Imagine a beautiful lady is standing before you, and you are courting her. What would you do?
I'd rather keep what I do to myself. But how about something like this?
Well, now we're done.
Oh, finally. I'm sore all over.
Your suffering is over. Come take a look at what we've done. Your reward. So what about that story of ours? Tell me your impressions.
was pretty obvious that you wrote it.
Really? And in what way?
Well, I'm not sure. I've known you for a while now, and it just seems like you're telling the story.
I'm not that good a storyteller in person. And don't forget, it's your work too. And what about the sketch? For such a slapdash job, it's not bad, right?
Oh, it's pretty, really. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
I know I'm no master illuminator, but otherwise, I think we can be quite satisfied. And thank you for the help. I really enjoyed it.
Well, so did I. And for that matter, you're an interesting girl, and I'd like to get to know you a little better.
No beating around the bush. How about that? Please do stop by sometime. I wager it will be enlightening for both of us. Perhaps I can show you my collection of hunting trophies.
What are you trying to pull, you scoundrel?
Christ! Pardon me.
Greetings to you.
People, refrain from sin.
Say
Satan
sorry.
is going round our city, and the only defense is piety and virtue.
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face again? I'll call the guards.
Hold your horses. I'll come in peace. Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
Call it what you like. I need to get into the City Council Assembly, and I reckon you can help me.
The Assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
No, Sigismund's just a usurper. Wenceslas is the only true Bohemian king.
Singing Ruthard's song, eh? I might have known. Speak then. What do you want? And tell the truth.
I want to know what Sigismund tells the council. I hear it'll be important.
You want to spy? Do you know what you're risking? And what I'd be risking? Forget it.
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, you better shape up.
All right, all right. Maybe we can make a deal. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself, or especially me. And that will be the end of our business together.
I must have misheard you. Our business will be over when I say it is, not before. So pull your head out your ass and see to getting me into that assembly.
All right, Jesus. No need to lose your temper. You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him. Although, Not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve the King of Hungary.
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. He's an idler and a boozer, but he's proved his worth as a waiter. Which reminds me, you'll need his letter of permission to serve in the council. Otherwise, you won't be let inside.
What will I need to work as a waiter there?
Fast feet and good manners. And the livery of a royal waiter.
Excuse me?
Do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and muddy hose?
Well, no. But I never heard about any livery before.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king. Don't even show up there without it.
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today from Master Tailor Schneider. You'll almost certainly run into him there. That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow practically lives at that Tin Hen.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That is Zum Eisernen Adler.
What would work on him? How can I persuade him to give me his job?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to the assembly. Now do your part.
I'll be going then. See you at the council.
Just make sure we both come out of it alive.
Excuse me. Hands off the door, all right?
So I went to see my mother.
And?
Talk about the inheritance.
Your father's still alive, isn't he?
Aye, but he drools all over himself. I heard you're in need of money, friend.
What are you
Beautiful colours.
Mine wares.
Stripe.
Come and take your
Coy,
pick.
my wares will bring you joy.
Greetings. What do you want?
You must be Franta Cooldown.
I am. And who might you be?
I'm Henry. I heard you're supposed to serve at the City Council Assembly.
I am. What's it to you?
Supposing I took the job on for you. You can put your feet up, fill your belly, and I'll do all the work for you.
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid. Apart from that, it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine, while I run around like a bugger with pitchers so they don't run dry. Why would you want to stick your nose in there?
I just have to get in there, understand? I have an important message for the king about a plot against him.
But why would you want to get to him as a waiter?
But it could be that someone from the council is mixed up in it, so I have to be incognito. See?
I see. All right, then. To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you worked as a waiter at the council and you're capable of serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you? Can you tell different wines apart and that?
Of course. Who do you take me for?
All right. No need to get upset. Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you and think up some good excuse. Clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. I had a brand new one made. I didn't get round to picking it up, so go and see Schneider in the market.
Thanks. I won't disgrace you, I promise.
You better not. Farewell, my friend.
A fine day.
I'm sorry.
Come and take your pick. Bowls, pots, pot lids.
What would you like?
Show me your...
Oh, well. What can you do?
Christ. Pardon me. Bread rolls. Light and dark flour. Did you bring anything back with you? The strongest barchett from Kasho.
Gossip.
The big city. What's the meaning of this? Greetings.
What do you have for...
I hope you'll be satisfied. What would you like?
What do you have for sale? A word about...
Aye. Take care.
Ornate pouches.
Like no other. Honey pie.
The finest fine wares. Thin bowls.
Muslin, ale.
Fine wares here. Quality merchandise.
Tools! Quality tools!
Pots.
Greetings.
Big strong pots.
Show me your... Word about... Well... Do we have it?
That. You see? Pleasure doing business. Take care.
Fine day for some fine ware. Buy 2 pots. I've got lots. Have a bowl as well.
God be with you. I hear one Franta Cooldown is supposed to come and pick up new clothes from you.
Aye, the finest. I spent the best part of 2 weeks working on them, and damn near left my fingers on them as buttons. But it was worth it. With clothes like that, he wouldn't be ashamed to stand before the king himself.
As it happens, you hit the nail on the head. Franta asked me to pick up those clothes for him.
Really?
He gave me a certificate. See? He's got his name on it.
I was hoping he'd try them on one last time before final adjustments. But, very well then.
Hose!
I'm sorry.
Great for church!
The fine leather wares. Thin bowls. Strong pots.
Franta Cooldown sent me. I'm to stand in for him at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming?
What's wrong with him?
He got poisoned. Probably from food. He's writhing in agony. By turns praying and cursing, spewing from both ends.
Oh, that's enough. All right. At least you're here.
We can't be without a waiter here, when the king himself will need waiting on.
So, let's have a look at you. Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. Here it is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic you have. Hose are good. It's a good thing you've got no steel on you. You need to be light on your feet to run around tables. Everything as it should be. Glad to see it, lad. Do you know what your duties are? For an inexperienced greenhorn like you, it'll be a great responsibility.
Well, I'll happily listen to any advice. I wouldn't want to foul things up.
I should certainly hope not. Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not get in anyone's way. In short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double. You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokaib or red monastery wine?
White or red, by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarzhitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end. We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right. Sir Adam of Zarzhitz stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing?
Remember who wants what?
That too, but more importantly, do not disturb the councillors at their work. They have a lot to discuss, and in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Oh? I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No excuses, and provide everything that anyone wants from you. Understood?
Absolutely. I'm a waiter, after all. Not some street gossip monger.
Correct. And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even rise on the social ladder. Not just anyone can serve the King of Hungary, but you'll manage it, right?
I know everything I need to. I can do it.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
Our current Waffen arsenal is a joke, and on top of that, the army was requisitioning from it. Should the town reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnik, the Dry Devil, used that thing. That Hackenbücher. Hand cannon.
Are you
Can you believe it?
Wine.
Where did they get them?
You're the one who should know where they got them.
Sir?
Since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich?
Thank you, waiter.
All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott. It is eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize
I'd like some monastery wine.
Schwierigkeit
Refill my
this
cup,
is.
boy.
The Dry Devil is running free. There are Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
Monastery
Who
wine.
is it you
Here.
want to fight? Exactly.
Sir?
The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't
Well,
he? Thank
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
Shut up!
The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies. Nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory. And the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes?
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the
Monastery
city's
wine
militia
here.
as a preparation for war.
So
you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or brothels?
Isn't it the same
Hey,
thing?
youngster! Some red!
So, the cleanliness of the city is not what it should be. The current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
That's not a good idea, sir.
Am I supposed to die of thirst here, or what?
Adam's old ones. But I hear the Hopbrink baths
Is everything
are more
all
of a
right?
pigsty.
They still are a bit, but the quality went downhill at Adams, too.
What? Pray tell. I thought you were a frequent customer there. Or has he grown tired of pampering you for free?
It's not about me at all. Our town's best interests are on my mind. Betty's baths are considered the town baths. But let's not be fooled.
What do you mean?
The tax brings in some money for the town, yes. But it's still just a tax.
Waiter, and what else red would wine? You want?
If the town itself took charge of the baths, the profits would be much bigger. And all the other baths would chip in with their taxes, too.
So?
What? More baths? Surely not.
About time.
The need for cleanliness and citizens' health should not be underestimated.
Nor overestimated. If someone needs to wash, there's a river just a few
Come
steps
here,
from the city
friends,
walls.
and bring that
Certainly.
red with you.
And they can get leeches there for free as well.
I'm sorry, sir.
And while he's there,
Orders
a man
from
can
above.
shave and take a...
You can keep that
You know
slop.
what.
So what?
I'm the biggest
Going to
wine
the baths
connoisseur
is neither a
in
civic
town.
duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death? A great many people died needlessly.
Are you questioning God's plan? The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spare. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us with his visit. And as we know, Gunslin absolutely
I fancy
hates
some Tokai.
him.
He can
Refill,
hate all he
boy.
wants, as long as he does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
Horseshit! You know full
where's
well.
my wife?
Everybody knows. He wiped the floor with you.
Compose yourself, Adam, and stop drinking. The king might come any time now.
That's right. Let's not burden the anointed monarch with such...
Hey, where's my wife?
Compose myself.
So?
Me? I beg your pardon. I demand that you...
Ruhe! Franz, please continue.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident.
boy!
You were there,
Full
weren't
cup
you?
of monastery wine.
That. Just a small misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard? Besides, if his
Waiter,
men attacked
I
your
wanted
city,
monastery
as I've
wine.
heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
What
Thank
happened
you,
there?
waiter.
Leave nothing out.
I don't like Rutard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated.
I don't think Rudhard will cause any trouble. He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself.
Hey, waiter.
while the king
Pour me
is
some
here.
Takai.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Unless he puts an end to us first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing
Well,
happens,
thank the Lord.
there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. I could understand
Hey,
it
boy,
with mercenaries,
a full cup of
students,
monastery wine.
other scum of all kinds, but city councillors?
Be specific, Forsooker. Are you blaming one of us?
Ah, and look who spoke first.
First of all,
Don't hang
wasn't a
around
duel.
here. Vanish, you hear me?
Supposed to be an honorable combat. And I didn't even take part in it.
And that's the only reason you're still here on the council and not in the pillory.
If you want to blame somebody, you should point the finger at the youngster here who's...
Excuse me?
Hey, boy!
Never mind.
I suspect the gentleman from the city's sword-fighting school brought this custom
Refill,
to us.
sir? Do you think I come to the council just to guzzle wine? Come here!
Who knows who that...
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get up and walk out now. But if you disappear for a little while...
All right. I'll get them.
I knew I could count on you. While you're at it, count how many figures on the mural have wings.
But why?
Because I'm bored. And because I told you. Get on with it.
We'll soon be the laughingstock of the whole town.
You can rest assured the whole town is already laughing at us all day long. So what
That was
if
easy
they have
enough,
one more
and he
reason?
wanted me to count the winged figures.
My words exactly. The town council is squabbling constantly at the Emperor Charles, and no one is left unscathed.
And you, a councillor, let people throw dirt on our work?
If I threw out everyone who complains over a beer, I'd soon be out of customers.
Ah, to hell with it. We'll never get anywhere like this. Why waste our time?
So, let's see what you've got for me.
I found your gloves, sir.
Really? Let's see them. And did you count those winged figures?
I counted 16, sir.
And did you count all the monsters and animals?
Oh, I thought you meant only the angels.
Go back to serving wine, blockhead.
There's the eternal dispute over the cathedrals. The building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to make a royal mining city.
Wait!
Why can't we build faster?
Pour me some monastery
Hire
wine.
more craftsmen, start with night shifts.
Because those so-called craftsmen are a band of parasites. You pay them, they come late, or report sick, and if they do come, their work is shit.
You, lad.
And you have to pay someone else to put it right.
Have we
It's
met?
a waste of time. I tell
Well,
you,
naturally.
a waste
I
of
go
time.
to your tavern almost every day.
Don't
Really?
interrupt the proceedings with
Then
your
you must
drunken
have decent
ranting.
wages to be able to visit
If
the
you
best
are,
tavern in town
and
regularly.
As for you, Enderlin, haven't you noticed there's a war going on? Are the experts from far off supposed to work in a city under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do? Do you? And what would that be?
Like, for instance, that
Careful.
you'd like to have your own altar there?
So what
Hey,
if
boy.
I would?
A full cup of monastery wine.
That space in the side nave is mine.
Then hell freezes over, my friend.
I apologize,
Your
sir.
place is at least
Which
2
one?
steps behind
Monastery
A swordsmith dares to insult me? Ha! I think not.
Excuse me. You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this
I'll be
council.
right back.
How dare you?
With the
I
wine.
acquired my seat for the services our guild provided and
I'll be
still
right back.
provides to the crown.
With the
Well,
wine.
I hope you're not supplying
I'll be right
equipment
back.
to the army. If that's all
With the
they
wine.
have, they would be defeated by
I'll
that
be right
bunch
back.
of ne'er-do-wells from the
With
alehouse
the
or
wine.
What ne'er-do-wells?
those
I'll
wrestlers
be right
of
back.
theirs, of course.
With the
People
wine.
from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
Oh, this is news to me.
Because it has all been sorted out. Not long ago, the guards
I'll be
raided
right
and
back.
threw them all out.
Ah,
With the
yes,
wine.
I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
I'll be right back. With the wine. 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 I'll be right back. With the wine.
The city reserves are in urgent need of new weapons. Unverzüglich. Our current Waffenarsenal is a joke, and on top of that, the army was requisitioning from it.
Boy, I'd like to
Should the
wait.
town reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the Dry Devil, used that thing. That Hacken...
Thank you, waiter.
Hand cannon. Can you believe it? Where did they get them?
You're the one who should know where they got them, since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them.
Hey,
Herrgott.
waiter.
It
Pour
is
me some
eine
monastery
Schande
wine.
when outlaws have better weapons than
Sorry,
the city
sir.
garrison. And
Orders
Herr
from
König
above.
This
surely
is
knows
unbelievable.
too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize what Schwierigkeiten this is. The Dry Devil is running free. There are Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have
Hey,
the
waiter,
army
pour me
bearing
some
down,
monastery
and
wine.
you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly? The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection,
Sir?
isn't he?
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
Thank the Lord.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies, nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory, and the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes?
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city
get me white.
and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths
That's
or
not a good
brothels?
idea, sir.
This is unbelievable.
Isn't it the same thing?
So, the cleanliness of the city is not what it should be. The current baths in the city fall far
More
short
wine,
of covering
Master
all the
Bailiff?
citizens'
I have
needs.
enough wine.
All right.
Come closer.
We do have the new baton.
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me who the item belongs to.
And what is it?
A silver goblet. She sneaked into Sir Ulrich's house and stole it. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
But it's still just a tax.
And what else would you want?
I can't. I'm supposed to serve the lords.
You're supposed to do what you're told. But suit yourself. I'll go and get it myself after the assembly.
Baths? Surely not.
The need for cleanliness and citizens' health should not be underestimated.
Tokai, nor overestimated. If someone needs to wash, there's a river just a few steps from the city walls.
Certainly. And they can get leeches there for free as well. And while he's there, a man can shave and take a... you-know-what.
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death? A great many people died needlessly.
Are you
Hey,
questioning
waiter,
God's
pour me
plan?
some monastery wine.
The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important. But we don't have money to spare.
Monastery
Arguing
wine,
about
here.
Who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
Well,
It's only a waste of time because we're always arguing about the same thing.
Not at all. If you'd finally admit that it's a trifle, we wouldn't have to keep coming back to it.
A trifle? Do you ever walk the streets here? Sewage, rats, slop, and rubbish. The least we can do for the citizens is to provide them with a place to wash up.
What nonsense! Next, you'll want me to serve wine to everyone for free, too.
Why not? In Jerome Nars's earthly paradise, everything would be free.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Gentlemen, let's agree to disagree. What if the king heard us?
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us with his visit. And as we know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
Hey, waiter! He can hate all he
pour
wants,
me some monastery
as long as he
wine.
does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
Horseshit! You know full well.
Monastery
Everybody knows.
wine.
He wiped
Here.
the floor with you.
Compose yourself, Adam, and stop drinking. The king might come any time now.
Well,
That's
thank
right.
the Lord.
Let's not burden the anointed monarch with such...
Me? Compose myself.
Me? I'd like some white.
I beg your pardon. I demand that you...
Brewer! Franz, please continue.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there, weren't you?
Oh, that.
Are they only just
a
pressing
small
the graves for the
misunderstanding.
Tokai?
We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me.
But
Are
I
you
wanted
defending
white.
Rutard?
Pardon me.
Besides,
It's
if
noisy
his men
here.
attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like Rutard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it. I heard there were
fancy
several
some
dead.
Tokai.
Did you?
Refill,
That's
boy.
grossly exaggerated. I don't think Rutard will cause any trouble. He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him.
Am I supposed to
and
drink
soon.
red when I wanted
Unless he puts
Tokai?
an end to
I
us
apologize,
first.
sir.
God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. I could understand
Hey,
it
boy,
with mercenaries.
a full cup of
students,
monastery wine.
other scum of all kinds, but city councillors?
Be specific, Forsooker. Are you blaming
Sorry?
one of us?
Ah, and look who spoke first.
Don't turn around me. Vanish. It wasn't a duel. It was supposed to be an honorable combat. And I didn't even take part in it.
And that's the only reason you're still here on the council and not in the pillory.
If you want to blame somebody, you should point the finger at the youngster here who's...
Excuse me?
Ah, never mind.
I suspect the gentleman
Refill,
from the
sir.
city's
Do you think I come to the
sword-fighting
council
school
just to
brought this
guzzle
custom
wine?
to us.
Come here.
It's now...
What can I help? I took... All right. I knew... What? Because I'm...
Forsooker, you act like you've never been in a fight yourself. And to accuse a
Can't
sword
leave here with the
master
wine,
without
mate.
a shred of proof. We're not some old fishwives in the marketplace.
So you will just leave it be?
Proven offences are
That was
punished
easy enough,
by the
and he wanted
bailiff.
me to count
And
the
that's
winged
that.
figures.
There are more pressing matters to deal with.
More pressing than the open contempt of the whole town garrison. The guards are apparently settling accounts...
So... Really? And did you count?
You can rest assured the whole
I
town
counted
is already
32,
laughing.
sir.
That many? It seems a few more angels must have descended from heaven. For a royal waiter, you don't have much of a knack for counting.
For Charles, and no one is left unscathed.
And you, a councillor, let people throw dirt on our work?
If I threw out everyone who complains over a beer, I'd soon be out of customers.
Ah, to hell with it. We'll never get anywhere like this. Why waste our time?
Since there's the eternal dispute over the cathedrals, the building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to mock a royal mining city. Why can't we build faster? Hire more craftsmen, start with night shifts.
Because those so-called craftsmen are a band of
waiter.
parasites.
Pour
You
me
pay
some
them,
pie.
they come late, or report sick, and if they do come, their work is shit, and you have to pay someone else to put it right. It's a waste of time. I tell you, a waste
lad.
of time.
You look familiar to
Don't
me.
interrupt the proceedings.
Have we
with
met?
your drunken
Well, naturally.
ranting.
I go to your
Even if
tavern
you are,
almost every day.
And as
Really?
for you, Enderlin,
Then
haven't you
must
noticed
have
there's
decent
a war
wages to be
going
able
on?
to visit the best
Are
tavern in
the
town
experts
regularly?
from far off supposed to work in a city under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do? Do you? And what would that be?
Like, for instance, that you'd like to have your own altar there?
So what if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
When hell freezes over, mein Freund,
Wake
your
up.
place is at
Pour me
least 2
red
steps
wine.
behind mine.
A swordsmith dares to insult me? Ha! I think not.
Excuse me? You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this
Waiter,
council.
How
I
dare
wanted
you?
monastery wine.
I acquired my seat for the services our guild provided.
It's you?
And still provides
I see
to the
you come
crown.
up in the world.
Well,
From a
I
back
hope you're
boy
not
to a
supplying
waiter,
equipment to the army.
you'll go a long
if
way.
that's all they have, they would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Hopbrink.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
Oh, this is news to me.
Because it has all been sorted out. Not
Boy,
long ago,
I'd like some white.
the guards raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
Sir?
Thank you, waiter.
I'm telling you, something is being planned.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's going to tackle Ruthard.
Azonal Jucheg Össe, Elegiop Katonaikat, Ishkelkinek Udra.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Like this plan of fights!
Come now, Father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they're keeping mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try. Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malashov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
How does it feel to breathe free air again?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And duller.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests, eh?
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabosh.
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.